Hello friends, welcome to all. Today we discuss the subject of power system operation and control. In this subject we start with the unit number 1, automatic generation control. In this subject we start with the introduction. First of all, in the introduction basis we start with need of frequency control. Motor load are mainly affected by change in frequency. When the frequency lowers, the generator speed get lower and produce the lesser work and customer large power. 1% drop in the frequency result up to the 2.5 to 3% drop in the output of the motor. At the lower frequency, turbine blade can get damaged. At a lower value of frequency, core losses in the transformer becomes large and transformer core goes into the saturation region. In the power system, there are many types of natural load are connected. If the load changes, the system frequency changes. The speed changes with change in the governor characteristics. So, for the constant frequency, operator must adjust the turbine velocity by changing the characteristics of the governor. If this changes in the load is shared by the two different generating stations running parallel to each other, then the system has to face complex problem of the load division. There are following ways by which the generating station can share the load. First of all, if the change in the load causes the at A or B area, then the only generation at A have the maintained constant frequency. This method is called as a flat frequency control. The second one is if the both are generator are used to maintain the constant frequency, then this method is called as parallel frequency control. Third number is if the frequency control is performed by the generator of that particular area by maintaining the constant tie line load, then this method is called as flat line load control. Next one is in the system having groups who have taken care load changes in their system only without helping their system, then this method is called as selective frequency control. And the last one is if all the system in the power system helps to maintain the frequency of the system irrespective of group or region of the frequency changes, then this method is called as tie line load bias control. In the power system, the active and reactive power never steady. It is a time varying quantity. When the reactive power increases, the voltage starts dropping, and when the demand of the active power increases, the frequency of the supply is decreases. To compensate the frequency, the steam output of the turbo generator must be continuously regulated. Due to the changes in the frequency causes the change in the speed of the customer plant affecting the producing process, and due to the change in the voltage the equipment will not fluctuating properly. To operate all motor at desired speed and to operate all generator of the power system in parallel, the entire system must be functional properly. So adequate the frequency and voltage control device should be provided on each other. Now we discuss with the block diagram of representation of load frequency and excitation control. This is the figure of block diagram of representation of the load frequency system. In this system, turbine and generator are coupled each other. The other parameters are excitation control system, steam valve controller, comparator, steam valve, steam, frequency sensor, etc. In the case of the interconnected system, if the load demand changes are random, then the both frequency are tie line power system. The major function of the load frequency control is to minimize the transient variation in the frequency and tie line power with zero steady state error. If the real power changes, the system frequency changes, while if the reactive power changes, the voltage value changes. So we have to control both real and reactive power flow but separately. By controlling the frequency, the active power and frequency control is called as load frequency control. If the load demand of the area suddenly changes, then that area gets power from other areas with help of the tie line. So the need of that area where the load changes occurs should manage the change in the power without external help. So each area needs separate load frequency controller to manage their variation of the power. Before going of the frequency and voltage control method, it is better to understand the few concepts related of the frequency and voltage control in the power system during the power transfer. Various content are need of to be satisfied. If these constants are known as can easy control, then the better operation of the power system. Following are the few point benefit of the control of the power system. There are easy power flow control. Second one is increase the load limit of the transmission system. Third one is improve the power system stability. Next one is increase and improve the system security. Next one is high system reliability, flexibility in the starting new generation unit, etc. The automatic generation control is the control unit which adjusts the power output of the multiple generator of the different power plant depending upon the changes of the load demand in other to get a stable operating system. To maintain the stability of the power grid is required to better between the generation and load demand at each moment causes the constant changes in output of the generator. This balance is measured by the system frequency. If it is increased, more power being generated than used, and all the machine in the system are accreting. If the load on the power system increase, then the system frequency is decreases. Provide the load demand is more than the power generating causes the slowing down of the old generator. By automatic generation system, many units in the power system can use to load balancing and improving the overall power system efficiency, stability and economy. The transmission grid is interconnected into nearby area by tie line interconnection system using automatic generation control to maintain their power interchanges over the tie line. One line computer control maintains the system frequency and net tie line load changes by using the interconnected of the grid. Therefore, AGC system is the three aims. First of all is maintain to each unit generation of the most economic level. Second one is supply of the correct value of interchanges power between control area. Hold of the system frequency at or very close normal value by keeping the frequency error is zero. For the implementing the AGC system, we require the following information. There are generator output in megawatt, power flow, each tie line is a neighborhooding system in megawatt, frequency of the system is in hertz. The frequency and voltage sensor sends the frequency and voltage output of the supply respectively. The controller area set the particular operating conditions and they are care in the small changes of the load demand without frequency and voltage exceeding the prescribed limit. The change in active power demand is dependent on internal machine angle delta and is dependent on machine voltage, while the bus voltage depends on the machine excitation and is independent on the machine angle delta. But change in active power is less depending on change in voltage and change in reactive power is less dependent on machine angle. So the equation becomes are shown video. Change in active power demand causes the change in angle delta and thus the causes in the change in speed of the machine. The excitation control is much faster than the frequency control. The major time constant uncounted in excitation control is the generator field time constant and major time constant uncounted in frequency control is contributed by turbine and moment of the inertia of the generator. It was observed that the response time of the frequency control is slower as much mechanical equipment is involved in the controller. The change in the load demand of the two types. First of all is slow varying around main demand and flat random variation around to main demand. The frequency controller must be designed for a slow varying demand. If it is designed for the fast random variation, then the system will be prone to hunting, resulting to extensive wear and tear of the rotating machine and control of the equipment. Now, next one topic is load frequency control of single area. In case of a single area system, there are no need to tie line power schedule. So, if LFC has only a function of a being frequency to normal value. This can be achieved by using the separate loop they are shown in this figure, where the internal controller changes in the reference of the power setting, so get point of the speed can be changes. The internal controller gain K1 used to adjust have a satisfactory response like overshoot setting time system. The block diagram of single area load frequency control are clearly in this figure. In the figure, the speed governor, steam turbine, generator and load and feedback system are connected. Consider the single area in which we have to maintain the scheduled frequency. All the generator in such area constitute the group. A coherent group is of the generator in which the all generators are speed up and slow down together, maintaining their relative power angles. Such an area to overcome the group generator is defined as the control area. The boundaries of the control area will generally constitute with that individual electricity board company. The next topic is turbine speed governing system. In this system, the figures are clearly shown in this video. The main contents are speed governor, pilot valve, high pressure oil, hydraulic amplifier, main piston to turbine output or input, lower or rise speed changer, etc. To consider the single turbine generator system supplying the power to the load. The power system stability depends on the synchronous generator and its performance. Control loop used to generation system for satisfactory are stability. The first of all stability in the point is frequency control and second one is automatic voltage control. The frequency control is achieved by generator control. Thermal and hydrogenerating plants have different generating system. In the case of a hydropower plant, inertia of the water flowing to the turbine and additional contents affecting the performance which it is not present in the thermal plant. But basic principle of the same. The speed of the shaft is defecting the compared with the reference value which the feedback signal in the increase or decrease the power generating by controlling the internal system valve to the turbine. In the previous figure is the speed governing system. In this speed governing system, the steam turbine consists the following component. They are the fly ball speed governor. In this system, they are this is the heart of the system, sense the changes in the speed or frequency. At the speed increase, the fly ball moves outward and point B on the leakage mechanism moves towards. The release happens when the speed is decreases. The next one point is hydraulic amplifier. It amplifies to pilot valve and maintain the piston arrangement. The lower point level pilot valve movement is converted into the higher power level piston valve movement. This is necessary in order to open or close system valve against the high pressure system. The next one is leakage mechanism. ABC is the grid link provided at point B to CDE at another read like the pivot at T. This link mechanism provides the movement of the control valve to proportional to change in the speed. It also provides the feedback from the steam valve movement. The next point is the speed changer. It provides the steady state power output setting for the turbine. It downwards movement open or upper or pipe valve so that the more system is admitted to the turbine steady condition. This relevance happens for the upward movement of the steam changer. Assume that the system inertially operated under the steady condition. Leakage mechanism stationary at pilot valve, closed steam valve and open the different mechanic turbine. The turbine running at the constant speed with turbine power output balancing the generating load. At the operating condition be characterized by F is equal to frequency, system frequency, P is equal to generator output and the Y is equal to steam valve settling. The mathematical model of the governing system is like that. Let the point A is the leakage mechanism be moved downwards for the small amount is delta YA. It is connected with which causes the turbine power output to change in can therefore we can write that the delta YA is equal to Kc into delta Pc. This is called as equation number 1, where the delta Pc is commented is increase the power. The comment the signal delta Pc set into the sequence of the event. So the pilot valve moves upward, higher pressure oil flow on the top of the maintained piston moving downwards. The steam valve operating constantly frequency. The turbine generator speed increase, so the frequency goes up. In the speed governing system, they are the reference of the graphing. In this graph, we start the main points. At point A, the changes in delta YA. If we assume the point B is fixed point, then the movement will be shown. In the triangular A dash B and C dash B, we can write that A dash upon A dash B is equal to C dash upon C dash into B. So, is equal to delta YA upon L1 is equal to minus delta YC upon L2. So, we can write that the delta YC is equal to minus L2 upon L1 delta YA. So, minus K1 into delta YA is equal to equation number 2. Therefore, from we use the equation number 1, we can write that the delta YC is equal to minus K1 into Kc into delta Pc. This is known as equation number 3. The second point is increase in the delta F causes in the fly ball move outward, so the point B moves downward to the proportional of the movement. They are shown in this figure. The equation number 4 is shown that the delta YB is equal to K dash into 2 or delta F. With A remaining fixed, the moment at point C can be calculated from the diagram. In the triangular A B dash into B and A C dash into C, we can write that B dash upon C dash is equal to A B dash upon A C dash. So is equal to delta YB upon delta YC is equal to L1 upon L1 plus L2. By using this equation, we can write that the delta YC is equal to L1 plus L2 upon L1 into delta YB. By using, we can write that the delta YC is equal to K double dash 2 into delta YB. Therefore, from equation number 4 and equation number 5, we can write that delta YC is equal to K dash into 2 K double dash 2 delta F is equal to K2 into delta F. This is known as equation number 6. Net changes at point C we can obtain by adding equation number 2 or equation number 6. This is R delta YC is equal to minus K1 into Kc into delta Pc plus K2 into delta F. This is equation number 7. The moment of the point D and delta YD is the amount by which the pivot valve opens. It is contributed by delta YC and delta YE. The moment of delta YD due to the delta YC can be obtained from the diagram. In this diagram, the triangular is E C dash into C and E D dash into D. we can write that C dash upon D dash is equal to C dash into E is upon D dash into E. So is equal to delta YC upon delta YD is equal to L3 plus L4 upon L4. So we can write that delta YD is equal to L4 upon L3 plus L4 into delta YC. So in the equation number 8, we can write the delta YD is equal to K3 into delta YC. The moment of the delta YD due to the delta YE can be obtained from the triangular C E dash into E and C D dash into D. So we write that the same level E dash upon D dash is equal to C E dash upon D dash into C. So delta YE upon delta YD is equal to L3 plus L4 upon L3. The delta YD is equal to L3 upon L3 plus L4 into delta YE. So we can write the equation number 9 is delta YD is equal to K4 into delta YE. So the net moment at the point P is delta YD is equal to K3 plus delta YC plus K4 into delta YE. This is known as equation number 10. The movement of the delta YD depends upon the sign open one of the part of the pilot valve admitting high pressure oil into the cylindrical, thereby moving the main piston and opening the steam valve by delta YE. Certain adjustable satisfying the assumption which can be made at this stage. First of all is internal reaction forces of main piston and the steam valve are negligible compared to the force exerted on the piston at high pressure oil. Because of equation point number 1, the rate of the oil admitted to the cylindrical proportional to the part opening into delta YD. The volume of oil admitted to the cylindrical is thus proportional to the time internal of the delta YD. The movement of delta YE is obtained by dividing the oil volume by area across the selection of the piston. Thus, the delta YE is equal to K5 minus delta YD into dt. This is known as equation number 11. This can be verified from the systematic diagram that the positive movement of the delta YD causes the negative movement of the delta YE according to for the negative sign. Taking the Laplace transform from the equation number 7, 10 and 11, we can write that the delta YC of S is equal to minus K1 into Kc into delta PC of S plus K2 delta F of S. This is equation number 12. Delta YD of S is equal to K3 into delta YC of S plus K4 delta YE of S. This is equation number 13. Delta YE is equal to minus K5 upon S is into delta YD of S. So substituting the value of delta YD of S and delta YC of S in equation number 14, we can write that the delta YE of S is equal to minus K5 upon S into K3 into delta YC of S plus K4 delta YE of S. So the delta YE of S is equal to K5 K3 into delta YC of S minus K5 delta K4 into delta YE. So the delta YE of S is equal to minus K5 K3 into minus K1 Kc into delta PC of S plus K2 F of S upon S into minus K5 K4 into delta YE of S upon S. So it's the last time the delta YE of S is into 1 plus K5 K4 upon S is equal to K1 into K3 K5 Kc to delta PC of S minus K2 K3 K5 F of S upon S. Delta YE of S is equal to K5 into K1 K3 Kc delta PC of S minus K2 K3 into delta f of s upon the s 1 into 1 plus k5 k4 upon s. In the following stages, equations are clearly shown and the mathematical model of the speed governing system are in this video, where the Ksg is equal to K1 K3 into Kc upon K4, the steam turbine governor gain. In the TSG is equal to 1 upon K5 K4 is equal to steam governor time constant, and the R is equal to K1 Kc upon K2 is equal to regulation of the generator. Now we discuss the turbine model of the speed governing system. This is the figure of the turbine model. In this model, the HP stage and LP stage are connected to each other. The dynamic response is largely influenced by two factors. First one is intern the steam between the inlet steam valve and first stage of the turbine. The second one is the storage action in the reheater, which causes the output of the low pressure to lag behind that of the high pressure stage. Thus, the turbine transfer function is characterized by the two time constant. For easy analysis, it will be assumed here that the turbine can be modeled to have a single equivalent time constant. The typically time constant T tie line of the range is 0.2 to 0.5 seconds. Generator load model of the power system we discussed. Under the steady state operation condition, the synchronous angular frequency is given by Ws is equal to 2 pi f into s. This is known as equation number 1, where f of s is the synchronous or rated frequency. Let the angular position of the generator rotor is increased by angle delta due to the changes in the demand of the power delta PD. So the new operating angle is the delta is equal to delta 0 plus delta into delta. But the omega is equal to d upon dt of angle delta is equal to d of dt into delta 0 plus delta into delta is equal to omega s plus d upon ds into delta, equation number 2. So the change in the angular frequency is omega is equal to omega s plus delta into omega. This is known as equation number 3. So the change in the frequency is, we can write that the equation number 4. This is f is equal to f of s plus delta into f, where the delta f is equal to 1 upon 2 pi into d upon dt of delta into angle delta. The kinetic energy stored in the machine is W is equal to 1 upon 2 j omega square is equal to 1 by 2 j of 2 pi f square into mj. This is known as equation number 6, where the j is the rotor inertia. The kinetic energy stored in the machine at the synchronous speed is equal to Ws is equal to 1 upon 2 j omega square is equal to 1 upon 2 j into 2 pi f s square m into j is equation number 7. So taking the ration of the equation number 6 and equation number 7, we can write that the W is equal to Ws upon f of s square into mj. This is known as equation number 8. From the equation number 4, W is equal to Ws f of s plus angle delta of upon f of s square m into j is equation number 9. By Taylor series expression, the neglecting the higher order terms, we can write that the W is equal to Ws into 1 plus 2 delta f upon f of s into mj. The rate of change of kinetic energy is increased in the power, so the d upon dt into omega is equal to 2 omega f upon f of s into d upon dt f of angle delta. Defining the per unit inertia constant, h is equal to omega s of g, where the g is equal to 1 pu. This is equation number 11 becomes, we can write that the d of dt is equal to w is equal to 2h of upon f of s into d of dt into angle delta f into pu. This is equation number 12. Further, all type of composite load express the change in the power consumption with frequency. Defining the load damping factor, D is equal to delta into PD upon delta into PU. For a small changes in the load demand by delta into PD, the power balance equation, we can write that delta PG minus delta PD is equal to D into delta F plus 2H upon F of S into D of dt into delta F. Taking Laplace transform from the both equation, we can write that delta Pg of S minus delta Pd of S is equal to D into delta F of S plus 2H upon F of S into delta F of S. Delta F of S is equal to delta Pg of S minus delta Pd of S upon delta D plus 2H upon F of S into S. So, the delta F of S is equal to delta Pg of S minus delta Pd of S into 1 upon D upon 1 plus 2H upon D F of S. This is equation number 15. The delta F of S is equal to delta Pg of S minus delta Pd of S into Kps upon 1 plus Tps into S, where the Kps is equal to power system gain and Tps is equal to power system time constant. The model of the generator load or power system are shown in this slide. The complete block diagram, the representation of LFC in isolated power system are shown in this video. The complete block diagram representation of the isolated power system can be obtained by combining the individual block of the speed governor, turbine, generator and load. Their system is connected in this video. Now we start with the steady state analysis. These are the two important external input of the load frequency control system. The first one is delta PC and second one is delta PD. So delta PC is the change in the speed changer setting and delta PD is the change in the load demand. Let us consider the simple situation in which the speed changes has fixed setting and the load demand changes. This is known as the free governor operation. For such operation, the steady changes of the system frequency for the sudden changes in the load demand by amount of delta PD. Delta PD is obtained as given below. This is video delta PD is given as delta F of S into delta PC is equal to 0. So we can write that the minus Kps upon 1 plus Tps into S plus Ksg into Kt into Kp into R upon 1 plus Tsg into S into 1 plus T into small t into S into delta Pd of S. In this equation, we can write the delta F into delta F steady state condition. While the gain Kt is fixed for turbine and Kps is fixed for the power system, Ksg, the speed governor gain, is easily adjustable by changing the length. For the various link is it will be assumed for the simplicity that the Ksg is so adjusted that the Ksg into Kt is equal to 1, substituting by using this equation. In this equation, we can write the equation number 2 as the Kps is equal to D is equal to delta Pd into Pu. This is known as megawatt per unit change in frequency. In the equation number 2, we give the steady state changes in the frequency due to the change in the load demand. Speed regulation R is naturally so adjust that the change in frequency are very small, of order of 5% from the no load to full load. Therefore, the linear relationship can be applied from the no load to full load condition. Linear relationship between frequency and the load for a free governing operation with the speed changer set that the given scheduled frequency is 100% at the full load. This is known as figure number speed slope of this relationship. Power system parameter D is so much smaller than 1 upon R so that the D can be neglected in the comparison. So the slope can be given as delta F is equal to minus R into delta PD. Thus the drop of the load frequency curve is mainly determined by R, speed governor regulation. Now we consider the steady effect changes in the speed changer with load demand remaining fixed. So we can write that the delta PD of S is equal to 0. The steady state changes in the frequency is obtained by, in this equation, the f of s is into delta pd is equal to 0. So we can write that the delta f of s is equal to ksg into kts into kps upon 1 plus tps into s, 1 plus tsg into s, 1 plus capital T into small t of s plus ksg kt kps upon r delta pc of s. So we write this equation delta f of f for steady state delta pd is equal to 0. This is known as equation number 2. If the ksg into kt is equal to 1, so we can write that the delta f is equal to kps upon 1 plus kps into r into delta pc. Delta f is equal to 1 upon kps plus 1 upon r into delta pc. So is equal to 1 upon d plus 1 upon r into delta pc. If the speed changer setting is changed by delta pc while the load demand is changed by delta pd, the steady state changes in the frequency is obtained by superposition theorem. Delta f is equal to 1 upon d plus 1 upon r into delta pc minus delta pd. This is known as equation number 3. According to the equation number 4 and 3, the frequency changes caused by the load demand. It can be compensated by the changing the setting of the speed changer. Therefore, the delta pc is equal to delta pd for delta f is equal to 0. Now we discuss the dynamic response of this system. The dynamic response due to the change of the frequency is function of the time for the step change in the load. The characteristics equation for complete block diagram in the third order. For the dynamic response, it can be approximate as a first order. The dynamic response considering the total system. In the case number 1, the speed changer has fixed settling time and the load demand changes. The change in the system frequency can be given by in this figure. The equation number f of s is equal to kps upon 1 plus tps into s plus ksg into kt into kp into r upon 1 plus tsg into s into 1 plus capital T of small t into s to delta pd of s. Delta f of s is equal to kps into 1 plus tsg into s 1 plus capital T into small t into s upon 1 plus tps into s 1 plus tsg into s 1 plus t into small t into s plus ksg kt kps upon r into delta pd of s. From the above equation, it can be easily observed that the characteristics equation of is 1 plus tps into s, 1 plus sg into s, 1 plus capital T into small t into s plus ksg plus kt into kps upon r is a third order equation. A dynamic response considering the first order system. The characteristics equation can be converted into the first order equation by considering T Sg greater than T into T greater than T into Ps. That the typical value of the time constant, that type of value of the time constant of the speed governor and turbine equally considering one or neglected. In this slide, the time in the second and the change in frequency graph are shown in this figure. The TSG is equal to 0.5 second, T into T is equal to 0.5 second, T of P of S is equal to 20 second, KPS is equal to 100 and KSG into KT is equal to 1 and R is equal to 3. The dynamic response with exact system and first order approximation with change in load demand is equal to delta into PD is equal to 0.01. The first order approximation is obviously given the poor response. Now we start discuss the topic of load frequency control with proportional the plus integral control. The speed governing system is connected to each machine for stability. The steady state load frequency characteristics for the given speed changer value has considerable drop. Hereby the frequency has nominal value which is controlled by the speed changer value. The signal from delta f given from the integral are in the previous figure. The system changes in proportional to the plus integral control, which gives zero steady state error in this point. The integral control generator signal is delta Pc, which opposite the delta f has the negative sign. This can be done by the signal of delta f in speed through integral of the speed changer. From the control system theory, it is known as that adding PI controller in the feedback loop steady state error reduced to zero. The signal delta PCF of S the generated by internal controller must be in the opposite sign to delta f of S, which account for the negative sign block for the integral controller. From the block diagram, H of S is equal to minus 1 upon R plus Ki of S into KSG into KT upon 1 plus TSG into S 1 plus T into T of S. Forward path gain is G of S is equal to KPS upon 1 plus TPS into S. So the change in the frequency for change in the load demand delta PD of S is equal to delta PD into S is delta F of S is equal to minus KPS upon 1 plus TPS into S plus 1 upon R plus KI upon S plus KSG into KT into KPS upon 1 plus TSG into S 1 plus T into T into S into delta PD of S. For the delta f of S is equal to minus the KPS into R plus 1 plus TSG into S 1 plus T into S upon S into R into 1 plus TPS into S 1 plus TSG into S 1 plus T into S plus KSG into KT into KPS KI into R plus S into delta PD. Now the steady state error can be calculated by this equation. For the delta F, the steady state is equal to 0. In this slide, the time in second and the change in frequency graph are shown. The steady state change in the frequency has been reduced to 0 by addition to integral controller. The change in frequency can be reduced to 0 only when the change in delta f is equal to delta PD. Because of internal action, it is possible. In the central load frequency control of the given control area, the error or change in frequency is known as area control error ACE. For the steady state condition, ACE is equal to 0.